It's been a little over 2 years since the Apple Watch first made its debut, and the wearable has come a long way since then. What felt at first like an answer to a problem no one really had has become a device that, while still limited, adds actual value to some people's lives. With the new Series 3, Apple tried to make that watch a little less limited. I've been testing the LTE-capable Series 3, and aside from all the usual Apple Watch functionality, it's meant to make leaving your phone at home sometimes a little easier. Well, it did. It's a little easier, but not everyone is going to be thrilled by Apple's first crack at a phone-watch hybrid. If you liked what the Apple Watch did before, you'll appreciate how much faster and more effectively it does those things now. Despite looking identical to last year's version, the Series 3 packs a dual-core S3 processor for even snappier performance. There's a slightly bigger battery in there too, which allows for almost 2 days of usage when the watch is connected to your phone. And Siri has grown to the point where you'll actually want to use it to send messages and add calendar events and get directions to hotspots nearby. It's fast, surprisingly accurate, and undeniably helpful when connected to your phone. These are, by the way, words I did not expect to say this soon. The Series 3 is also water resistant, so a shower or a dip in the pool won't kill it. I think the horizontal scrolling app switcher we got last year was a little easier to deal with than the new vertical one we got in watchOS 4, but that might just be me. The Series 3 is also excellent as a wireless workout buddy. Step counts were in line with other wearables I've tested, and watchOS 4 adds new workout modes for more accurate tracking. I've had no issue with GPS accuracy either, although getting the initial lock kind of takes a second. I'm definitely not the exercise nut I used to be, but I still appreciated Apple's enhanced focus on your heart too. The watch tries to get more accurate readings of your resting heart rate, and it offers more nuanced information on how fast your heart beats when you're walking or running or recovering from a walk or a run. This is a little much for most casual fitness fans, but it's handy to have if you're interested in diving into your health a little more. It's just too bad Apple Music streaming to your watch isn't live yet. For now, you'll have to select tracks and playlists to sync over while the watch is charging. All told, the foundation of the Apple Watch has become much stronger in all of the ways you'd expect it to. Of course, the watch isn't just a watch anymore. The cellular radio means it can double as a phone in situations where you just can't be bothered to lug your iPhone around. This is where things can get a little hinky. After all, even though this is the 3rd generation Apple Watch, it's a 1st generation watch phone. Setting up the watch with my AT&T phone plan was mostly a breeze, but some reviewers have experienced issues getting everything squared away. I assume you'll probably have no trouble, but your mileage may vary, and just remember that going down this path does require a $10 a month fee. Actually using the phone is easier than expected, and call quality is generally very good, but that can change pretty suddenly. I parked myself outside the office to take a few phone calls, and the signal indicator bounced between 2 and 4 dots of coverage while I was just sitting there. As a result, conversations that started off sounding pretty good eventually devolved into situations where I could hear the other party just fine, but I sounded like a mess to them. If you plan to use your watch as a phone on the regular, you basically need to invest in some kind of Bluetooth headset. It'll also help with the not always loud enough speaker. Messages come through quickly, but emails will take a little longer, so I wouldn't advise you go watch only when you know you have some urgent business to take care of. And here is the biggest issue. Going completely iPhone free means the watch's battery life takes a huge hit. Remember, when connected to a phone as usual, the Series 3 typically lasted me at least a full day and a half, closer to 2 days if I was really lucky. After an early run while listening to music and using the GPS, followed by a couple of mid-morning test calls, the Series 3 needed to charge by the early afternoon. Apple has always been pretty clear that the Series 3 is more of a temporary phone substitute than an actual replacement, so this isn't exactly a surprise. Still, if this morning routine sounds like something you'd like to do, be sure to keep a charger handy. Thankfully, I didn't run into any situations where the watch tried to connect to bum wireless networks, as other reviewers have reported. You probably won't either, but as we record this video, the risk technically remains. Apple hasn't released its promised fix yet, and hopefully it does soon. As a smartwatch, the Apple Watch Series 3 is excellent. It improves on its predecessors in just about every way that matters, and watchOS 4 is arguably the most elegant, pleasant-to-use smartwatch OS out there. As a watch-phone hybrid, though, the Series 3 could use some work. Apple's vision of a wearable that remains connected no matter what is a noble one, and the Series 3 is a decent start down that road. For now though, we'd still recommend you don't leave your phone behind too often.